Okay, so still on the campus, but we're now down in the old engineering department, and again this is another example of a steel portal frame, but you can see in this case it's more of a warehouse type of situation where we've got aluminium sheets floor to ceiling, so it sits on a skirt at the bottom, and then as you can see they've got the rivets going along there, all in place. But then if we just go inside, you can sort of hopefully see if the camera adjusts to the light. So you can see we've got the steel stanchion, and that goes into the floor and into the bolt box all the way up, and you can see that that is your span. But then if you have a look at the top, there's a strengthening bar that goes in there on the diagonal just to give it a little bit of support. But then the silver runners at the top, those are what we call purlins. So those purlins are galvanised tin steel, and they sit across the top, and then the sandwich boards are on top. Now you might not be able to quite see it from here. Let me see if I can zoom in a bit. So hopefully you can just see the thickness of the roof there. So you can see the underside where it sits on the purlin, but then you can see there's a good gap to the outside. So that's about 115 mil thick, that is. So that's a solid sheet of insulation. So you've got a finished aluminium coat on the inside, but then on the outside you'll have the green sheeting on the outside compressed in with the insulation. And because this is just a shed for storing machinery, there was no need for it to be overcomplicated in the design. But again, the reason it's got blockwork is, you can imagine anything else, if any of these machines was to reverse, it's still going to make a mess, but the internal walls needed to be solid block because it's got to be withstand any idiots on machines and stuff like that. So that's why it's done like that. And again, a more modern version across the road, where again that's brick and block with the cedar panels, same architect as the sports barn, therefore you've got the same design. This building was done a little bit earlier, but again that's steel portal frame, but you can see that's got sandwich boards all the way round, grey on the front, slightly greyer on the back, but you can see the gutters and how all that works as per the videos that we've seen. So virtually every building that we're looking at is a steel portal frame, but they all look different, and that's the key. So for the assignment brief, you've got to come up with what you feel is the best skin on the outside, for a number of reasons.